Hi and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how I prepare for a monthly food shop. So first I have a look inside my fridge. You can see there's a couple of bits in there but pretty empty. There's some halloumi that I wanted to use, just the cardboard from the yogurt, some fizzy water, butter, a bit of cheese as well. Then over in this drawer I've got some wine, a bit of ketchup, some milk, tomato puree and some dark chocolate as well. In my dry store here I've got some cereal, then bread flour and some dried apricots. I think they're dried fruits. At the back there was some yeast and some tomato soup. And this is where I keep all my treats. So I've got some crisps there, some What's-Its, and then in this bit there's some chocolates from Christmas, and in the tin these are also left over from Christmas as well. And I also keep my pasta down here. So I've got a fair amount of pasta, and I've got some dried beans as well, so I wanted to give these a go just because they're so cheap as well, and sometimes my local store doesn't always have a good range in. And then I've got some lasagna sheets here as well. I've got plenty of olive oils, a bit of salt there as well, and some spaghetti. And then up in the cupboards I've got more sea salt, quinoa, pearl barley and plenty of flour and some rice and some noodles and stock cubes, vanilla essence, a cup of soups and lots of herbs and spices. Then over here, this is just where I keep my fruit at the moment, so lots of bananas. Then this is where I keep most of my food, in the freezer. So some waffles, there's also Charlie's duck as well, some sausages, wraps I keep in the freezer, and I love these fruit bags, they're so useful. In here, this drawer, I pretty much just keep vegetables in. So I love sweet corn, onions. I love that these are sliced already. I definitely cry if I cut too many onions. I've got this bag of stir fry, which I think this was about £1 from Morrison's, and you get quite a few meals out of it as well. So on my phone I keep a bit of a running list of the main things that I have. This isn't everything, but this just gives me a really good idea of what I already have and what I can make meals out of. And I went for a stage where I just bought loads of things I already had, so it's so useful. Then I like to look at some of my cookbook. These are the ones that I'm using a lot at the moment, particularly this one. This is one of my newer ones. And I like to have a look at what I've got, what meals I want to make, and just if I fancy something a little bit different as well. And that's what I do down here. I make a list of some meals that I want to have over the month, and from this I make my shopping list. And you can see it's not actually that long, but that just really keeps me on track and means that you're only buying the things that you really need to get as well. So here I'm just soaking some of the beans. This was the first time that I did this, and it was alright. It worked out alright in the end. So we went to a farm shop and Aldi mostly, and then a couple of things we needed to get from Morrison's. These are some snacks that will just last over the month, and you saw the crisps as well. Then we've got plenty of cheese, some ice cream, some peas, chicken for Charlie, coconut milk's going to go in the curry, some chopped tomatoes and plum tomatoes. I really like in Aldi, they do a garlic puree that comes in a tube, but they were out of it. So we've just got some actual garlic, and then some corn sausages and corn mince. We've got some broccoli, some tomatoes, milk, yogurt, sweet and sour sauce, pesto, more passata, and mascarpone that's going to go in the lasagna, and some fruit as well. And I like to take these to lunch with me as well. And these are from the farm shop, and I find their prices are quite similar, and it's all really local as well. So there's some peppers, leeks, cucumber, I think that was spinach back there, and more tomatoes, some baking powder, and mushrooms are in there. Got some corn pieces, some asparagus, and stocking up on my tea as well. So in total I spent just under £60, and that covers the majority of my meals. There will be some things that I buy over the month, so I buy milk, fresh fruit and yogurts mainly, and then just anything else that I need over the month as well. And then I like to do a big bulk cooking session at the start of the month, and that really helps if you've been working late or anything like that, just to get a meal quick as well. So this is what I made. You can see I'm just preparing the asparagus at the moment, and this is going to go into a green veg lasagna. So this was a recipe that I tried out last month for the first time, and it's just a really good way of getting some green vegetables into your diet as well. And I quite like having things like mince on top of spaghetti, so it's just something a little bit different. I did add some butter beans into this just for a little bit of added protein, and also plenty of green pesto. Here I layered it all together in a baking dish. The first time I made this recipe I did it in the slow cooker, and I do think that it works out a bit better in the slow cooker, just because I did overcook it in the oven for a little bit, but you'll see that in a few minutes. The topping here is just the mascarpone, and then I added a little bit of milk just to thin it down a bit as well, and then topped it with a little bit more cheese. So I didn't realise that I'd run out of tin foil, so it didn't really cover the top of the lasagna, and then I did leave it in a bit too long. So next I've made some chilli, and I like to do half of it with some corn mince, and then I add in lots of beans as well, and I just like the texture of having the two in there. This is one of my favourite things to make in the slow cooker, and it's just super easy. In this chili I added a little bit of soya sauce and also some dark chocolate, and it really added to the flavour, so try it out if you haven't already. And at the end I often add a little bit of tomato puree just to thicken it all up together. So I really enjoy things like pearl barley and risotto, but they just take such a long time to cook that on a weekday I just don't really have the time. So I really enjoy making them up in advance, and you can see I'm just adding the pearl barley here, and then it's just ready whenever you need it. It's also super easy just to heat up in the microwave or on the stove once it's defrosted as well. I added the wine and the mascarpone just to use them up as well. I love ratatouille, I just think it's so colourful and it's really versatile as well, so you can either add some eggs into this, or my original plan was to fry off some halloumi and have it with this as well, and it also makes a good pasta sauce. And you can just see everything on the stove there as well, and it just reduces down really nicely. All I did was add a bit of a mixed herb for a bit of flavour. So I cook all these meals at the same time. It takes around 6 hours all in, but it saves so much time over the rest of the month. This is one of my favourite curries. It's a cauliflower and butter bean, but I do like to cook with paneer, and I want to try cooking a dal as well. So if you have any good curry recipes, let me know in the comments. So the coconut milk adds a really nice texture to this, and it also means it's not too hot but still has a lot of flavour. So things like the rice or the naan breads I'll cook when I'm heating up the meal, but I just find bulk cooking saves so much time and a lot of money and reduces waste as well. Let me know if you bulk cook and if you have any recommendations for dishes, and please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video, and we'll see you again soon. Bye!